Okay, so I wanted to give a 1 month of use summary for Google Fi. I got a Nexus 6P, and I got it like exactly a month ago. My service basically started on the 26th of February, so now we're on the 26th of March. I'm a full cycle in, and I really want to, kind of go over what has been making this such a remarkable service. All right, so after a month in, we can see current billing cycle just cycled through and everything, but I really want to tell you about how amazing Google Fi has been for me. I'm going to go to my billing, and we can take a look. So my past statement, February 26th, it cost me $35.50 for my first cell phone bill. All right, previous balance, nothing happened. The Fi Basics, $20 a month for unlimited calls and texts. And if you notice up in my service, first of all, I have no service where I live. It's a small town called Circleville, New York, and cell phone providers just don't provide service here. If anything, unlike Verizon or AT&T, I get like a tiny little bar, but they don't give me Wi-Fi calling, so it doesn't even work as well as I want it to. But anyway, back to Google Fi, because that's our focus. $20 unlimited talk and text, and it works over Wi-Fi. So for me, having wireless router and a bunch of wireless access points in my house makes it so that I have full service anywhere on my property. All right, the data, $10 per gigabyte. It's ridiculous. It is such a cheap way to pay for data, because if you don't use all of it, you get it back. And then the taxes and regulatory fees, Google can't really do anything about that, so, we just kind of have to deal with it. But my first bill, not $35.50, but it came out to $38.38. And this gave me 1.298 gigabytes. All right, so we take a look at this, so we can look at my additional data used, $2.98. I didn't exceed the 1 gigabyte and then get a $10 bill tacked on top of it. They charged me exactly for what I used. So we can look at the data usage. I went over my 1 gigabyte plan by 0.3 gigabytes, and that gets put into the bill. It goes over each of the days that you've used, your device, how much tethering, things like that. But I have had service almost everywhere that I go that Verizon or AT&T has service, aside from a few very, very tiny little pockets of dead zones. But even then, their service doesn't really work. It just reports that they're getting 1 bar. Texting and calls are crystal clear. The shifting from network to network, Sprint and T-Mobile, has been fantastic. Everything about this plan is amazing, and it's really starting to challenge wireless providers and what they're starting to offer their customers. I saw a commercial for T-Mobile talking about unlimited data. It's like 22 gigabytes of high-speed data, and then it drops down. And it's unbelievable. Google Fi has already challenged it. But if you don't use much data, or if you're very careful about it like me, it's really, really easy to get into this and have a bill that's less than $40. I mean, I still use Snapchat, and I go web browsing. I use a lot of Reddit and things like that. But, the reality of it is this plan is amazingly affordable. I love it. Everything about it is great. Support has been fantastic. The stock Android experience is just absolutely stunning. And, everything just works. T-Mobile service over the past couple years has been outstanding. 99% of the time I'm on T-Mobile because I'll take a look and see what towers I'm on and everything else like that. And, it's a really fantastic system. The internet on this is lightning fast. I've never gotten to an area where the internet has been slow or congested or anything else like that. And, even when you do, it's in areas that aren't great service, and everybody is having the same issue. So this is a really, really great way to get an amazing phone that provides some really, really amazing features on the cell phone plan. The fact that you get charged down to the megabyte as opposed to installing 1 gigabyte packages is great. Am I going to go over my data? Yeah, I probably will. But you know what? I'm only paying for what I actually use. Because on my old plan, AT&T, if I went over my 3 gigabyte limit, they would tack on another gigabyte at $10. And if I only used 5 megabytes of it, so if I used 3.005 gigabytes of data, I still had to pay $10 extra for that extra gig of data. And now what I understand is they're actually charging $15 per extra gigabyte. So Google is really offering an amazing challenge. It works over Wi-Fi, and it also works international. My recommendation, get this plan, give it a try. Worst case scenario, you leave with a perfectly working unlocked phone for any carrier. All right, so thanks for watching. If you have questions, post them in the chat.